Hi, sweet friends. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you're here for another summer decorating video, and I thought I would take you along while I do some summer flower shopping and really change up our front flower beds. We're going to start off by going to my favorite little flower stand. I've been going here for a few years now, and I love to support local stands, and the family is just so kind that owns this one. And I find they have the most beautiful flowers and just different things for your garden. So I always really enjoy coming, and I'm so glad you're coming along with me today. I absolutely love petunias, and this was $45 for this huge plant stand, which I thought was so amazing. Petunias for me, I think I love them so much is because they always do well for me. I know you do have to deadhead them quite a bit, but for me, they grow so big and beautiful and they last all summer. They did have all these herbs here, and my husband is the one who kind of handles all the vegetable gardening. I do more of the flowers. So he was looking at all of these items and kind of planning what herbs and vegetables he wanted to do in our back garden while I got to browse all the gorgeous flowers. They do have two large greenhouses on the property. This is the first one, and it has a lot of the hanging baskets. And typically in years past, I would buy a lot of pre-made hanging baskets. It was a lot easier. But this year, I really wanted to kind of make my own. So I was browsing these to get some inspiration with colors and just styles that I wanted to go with. I absolutely loved all these, and they ranged in price from, I believe, 25 to maybe 55. I really liked these yellow daisies, and these are kind of the inspiration with the color scheme and the style that I went with this year. I just think they're so soft and whimsical. I was watching some gardening channels to get a little bit of inspiration too, and a lot of them were saying when you create your own little pots to have a thriller, a spiller, and a filler. So I was looking at some of these spillers. I love all the variegated colors and the greenery. I think these always look so gorgeous dangling from pots and make them feel a little bit more elevated. This was so pretty, this silver plant. I love the pale green color, so different than anything I've ever used. And these pots ranged in price. I think they're around $3.10 each. Yep. So I thought that was a great price. I also loved these gorgeous flowers here. They almost look like baby's breath to me. They're so soft and delicate. They were called Diamond Frost. I picked up a few of these because I thought they were so whimsical and soft. So moving into the second greenhouse, they had so many gorgeous flowers, such bright colors. I've never used orange when I've decorated for summer with my flowers. Let me know if you have. But they had so many flowers to choose from. I love begonias, but my front just has so much sun that the begonias wouldn't do well. They definitely do a lot better in the shade. But I loved all the colors, the reds and the pinks and the whites. Again, the petunias, which are my tried and true flowers. I always keep them alive. And I will have to tell you guys, I do not have a green thumb, but for some reason I can keep petunias alive. I loved all these colors too. These were so gorgeous and definitely flowers that I've never used before. I'm trying to see what the name of them again is. Zinnias. Let me know if you guys have ever used zinnias in your garden and how they do. These flowers were so pretty. They almost look variegated in color, and these are called dianthus, I believe, and I've never used these either. I was really wanting to, though. I love that soft pink, and like I said, just the variegated colors on them. I don't know how well they would do at my house, but they're so gorgeous. So I ended up picking up quite a few flowers. My husband picked up some vegetables, and I wanted a lot of white. I think it looks so pretty against the dark mulch. When we were coming up to pay, they do have this little produce section at the front. They had some radishes and rhubarb, asparagus, and tomatoes. And I love buying from stands. Everything just tastes so much better. It's so fresh. They had a lot of baked goods too, breads and cupcakes and canned goods. It just feels like you're going back in time to your Oma's kitchen or Grandma's kitchen and just seeing all the amazing treats. So after we picked up the flowers, we did head to Walmart and I ended up getting some soil. I needed some new soil. I always like to add new stuff to my pots. I feel like it makes everything last longer. And I had to pick up a cold Coke Zero. Let me know in the comments what your drink of choice is in the summer. That's definitely my favorite. So once we got home, this is kind of just an overview of how our front is looking right now. Everything's been getting so big. We've been having really warm temperatures here in Ontario, which can go either way when we're in May. Sometimes we've had snow, but luckily it's been really warm and sunny, and all the plants have been getting so big. I don't know if you guys can spot Holstein. He's sitting on his favorite chair. He loves this time of year because he gets to sit out a lot and watch the neighborhood. So I always enjoy bringing him outside with me. And I wanted to give you an overview of this rose bush. We are going to move this, and I'll tell you why in a few minutes, but it's looking so big and beautiful. That was from my brother and his wife, Amy, and I absolutely love it. It's very special. So I'm just showing a little overview. I needed to do some weeding and the mulch is kind of everywhere. It needs to be freshened up. This rock was my mom's. It's so special to me and I just love it. I always think of her when I see it there. And then the porch is looking very dismal. I don't have much decor out. I do have my mats and I brought my little bistro seating tables out, but I really haven't used any decor in here. I have a wreath on the door, but I can't wait to make it feel really nice and fill it with flowers and decor because this is definitely one of our favorite places to sit out and enjoy all summer long. So I am filming this video on the May long weekend here in Canada, so we get the Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off, and the weather has been so amazing, almost 30 degrees Celsius, which is truly amazing for this time of year in Canada. So we've been soaking up every moment. You guys will have to let me know what you got up to this weekend, but I really wanted to wait till after the May 2-4 or the May 2-4 weekend to do our planting just because before then there is always the risk of frost, and I didn't want all my gorgeous flowers to get ruined. So I'm going to unload everything from the car. We ended up getting about 3 boxes worth of items, and I think it was a little bit over $100 for everything. But like I said, it is supporting local, and we did get quite a bit. My husband got quite a lot for the garden, so I'm excited to see what we get this year. I think he got tomatoes and onions, herbs, jalapeno peppers. My dad loves those, so we like to grow them for him also. And then we did pick up this strawberry plant from Walmart. My husband really loves strawberries, so we wanted to see if we could grow some this year. And we're going to start off with our front pots. This is all old soil. I didn't want to empty all the pots. That's so expensive to put all new soil in, but I like to put some new fresh soil at the top. And I was using the Miracle Grow. You guys will have to let me know in the comments if you've ever used Miracle Grow before, but it works so well. I use it all season on my plants, and it was so cute. Holstein was just sitting watching the whole time. He could be outside all day when he's watching the neighborhood. I thought it was so adorable. But like I said, we do use the Miracle Grow soil, and then I use Miracle Grow. I add it to my water and typically use that once a week on my plants, and it makes them grow so big and so healthy. So let me know in the comments if you've used it or if you have any other plant solutions you guys like to use to keep your flowers looking nice. I'm really blessed that my husband likes being outside and doing yard projects, so that's really helpful having someone to kind of do it with you because it is a lot of work. Sometimes I forget when I'm starting out on a project how much work it is, but it is a lot, and just keeping everything alive and watered all summer. Sometimes that can be, somewhat of an issue. I have to remind myself to get out there every day and do some really good watering. Because the porch gets the afternoon sun here, it does get that really, really hot sun. So typically I do have to water every day. And I'm going to go in with these spillers now. I wish I remember what these were called, but I thought they were so gorgeous. The nursery had these in a lot of their pots, and I really fell in love with them. And they said they don't last long. A lot of people buy them. So I ended up picking up quite a few to add to my pots. I don't know about you guys, but I find gardening so relaxing. I typically never wear garden gloves. I love to feel the soil on my hands. And I'm also someone who loves walking around barefoot on the grass. I don't know. Some people love it, some people don't, but I'm just one of those people. If I'm gardening, I really like to feel the soil. I don't like using garden mitts. So at the end of this, my nails were black as well as my hands. But it just felt like a really productive day in the garden, and I can't wait to see everything bloom and grow all summer long. You guys will have to let me know what flowers and colors you're going with in your own gardens this year, if you're keeping it more minimal or if you love adding a lot of flowers. To me, flowers bring me so much joy. And really, here in Ontario, we only get maybe from June to September to enjoy them. So I really love to fill my porch with them and make everything feel really colorful and pretty and spend as much time out here as I can just enjoying all the birds and the flowers. I don't know if you can see my little bird feeder to the left, but I love having that bird feeder up here. The best thing I did was bring it to the front yard because that's where I sit all the time. And I truly get so much joy out of watching the animals, the birds, the squirrels. I feel like life, as I've gotten older, I really cherish peace and the very simple things in life, like looking at my flowers, watching the animals. Every small thing that might have seemed insignificant when I was younger or that I didn't notice, I truly cherish now that I'm getting older. So I don't know if that's just me or if that kind of happens for everyone, but I love how these flowers turned out and they truly have been bringing me so much joy. So I ended up re-edging the whole front garden here. My dad always did this growing up to our gardens and our homes, and I thought it looked so gorgeous. It holds the mulch a lot better, and it just gets all the grass is starting to grow into the garden. You can see all the clay and soil that came out here. That was so satisfying. My husband even found a few worms, but I didn't end up putting those back in the garden. So one of the main objectives today, I did want to move that rose bush from the front of the house to the side of the house. You can see that it's kind of hiding that whole pot, and I feel like it's going to get even bigger and kind of just hide that area. So I really wanted to move this. My husband very carefully dug it up. The roots were huge on this, and I think this is only 2 or 3 years old. It's a Rose of Sharon, and I absolutely love it. So we were really careful when we did dig it up because I wanted this to survive. And I feel like it looks so much more open just having moved that. I ended up moving one of the hostas so they were spaced out a little bit more. And I think it just looks a lot more open. So this is the area that we're going to relocate the rose bush to. We just have our meters here and it's a lot of open space between my house and the neighbors. The neighbors are amazing, so kind, but I thought it would be nice to have a little bit of privacy as it grows there. I think it's going to be the perfect spot. So I'm really hoping this survives. We've been watering it like crazy and it seems to be doing well, but fingers crossed it survives. We're going to move on to the mulch now. I did end up adding black mulch to everything, and my husband's watering the hosta that we did transplant. I added lights all around here, so at night it's going to look so beautiful. And I absolutely love how the front turned out. I did plant a few flowers, and everything's going to fill out over summer, but it looks so gorgeous. I got this wagon wheel from my dad. I think he picked it up from Kijiji, and I thought this was the perfect little spot for it. I always loved seeing homes that had wagon wheels and ornaments on their lawn, so I thought this was the perfect little touch. You can see the rose bush on the side. I think I might even add more or some peony bushes. I think that'll look so beautiful. But I love my black mulch. I use black mulch every year. I think red is also so beautiful, but the black just stands out to me. I think it's so gorgeous. The flowers are already growing, and the front porch, I am so excited to decorate this. I did bring out my ladder here and this little birdhouse. But my next video, I plan to really decorate the front porch, add more flowers. As you can see, I have this little stand here. I want to fill this up, I think, with petunias and just different flowers. I did go to Costco and pick up some more. So I can't wait to transform the front porch and make everything just go together really well. You guys will have to let me know in the comments if you like how everything's looking, if you have any suggestions or flowers that I should add to the front porch. But for right now, I'm so happy with it. And it really was almost a full day of projects, but it did go by fast. And now I can sit down and just enjoy all the hard work. This is how it looks at night with the lights on, and I love it. I'm so happy. I'm so glad you decided to stop by and spend some time with us. I truly am grateful for each and every one of you, but we're going to enjoy our Greek food. Until the next video, God bless.